All right, let's get straight to it. This week's deep dive is focused on the Microsoft Windows 365 updates, the ones that landed around April 14th, 2025.
Right.
We've sifted through a few things: the TD-SYNX blog on MPA enforcement, an Admin post about upcoming M365 changes, Microsoft Learn articles on Cloud PC restores, and the Check Your Logs weekly update.
Yeah, the usual suspect.
Exactly. And the goal here is really just to give experienced admins like us the critical info, save some time, make sure we're all aware of what needs action.
Definitely. We're both in the weeds with this stuff daily, so yeah, actionable intel, no fluff. Let's dive into the specifics impacting Windows 365 management.
Okay, first up, the Windows 365 specific things, pulling from Check Your Logs and Microsoft Learn. Big improvement, I think, on managing Cloud PC restore points. Now, in the Intune Admin Center, devices, Windows 365, all cloud PCs before you hit restore, single or bulk.
Yeah.
You can actually see the health status. It flags the snapshots as healthy or unhealthy.
Oh, that's actually huge. So you're not just guessing anymore when you pick a restore point.
Exactly. No more crossing your fingers hoping the restore doesn't fail because the snapshot was bad.
Yeah.
You can make a much more informed choice.
Right. That saves potentially hours of rework and minimizes data loss. That's a genuine improvement for, business continuity. Before, it was a bit of a gamble.
Totally. And building on that, the bulk restore function got smarter too.
How so?
So under devices, all devices, bulk device actions, there's a new checkbox.
Okay.
It lets you skip unhealthy snapshots unless all snapshots are unhealthy for the selected time range.
That makes sense. Automating what we'd want to do manually anyway.
Pretty much. And you get good time range options before a date time, after a date time, or whichever's closest.
Nice. That addresses a real pain point for large deployments. Filters out the likely failures automatically.
But you noted the key phrase there, unless all snapshots are unhealthy.
Right. If everything in your range looks bad, it'll still pick the one that fits your time criteria best. It basically says, okay, this might not be perfect, but it's the only option we have in this window.
Exactly. It's pragmatic.
Good. Okay, what else on the Windows 365 front?
For anyone managing Windows 365 Frontline in dedicated mode, there's a new alert to watch for.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically for monitoring concurrency buffer usage. It's meant to give you a heads up before you hit bottlenecks.
Okay, that's very welcome. Frontline concurrency can be dynamic, to say the least. Getting proactive alerts on buffer usage helps adjust resources before users start complaining they can't connect.
Right. Moving from reactive to proactive. And still on Frontline, the Connected Frontline Cloud PCs report got an update.
What's new there?
It now shows the session length for each user connected.
Oh, interesting. That gives better insight into actual usage patterns, helps with capacity planning.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe even more useful, if you hit max concurrency for an assignment, you can now restart the necessary Frontline Cloud PCs directly from that report.
Oh, nice. A direct action right there. Saves clicking around the portal when things are maxed out. That's a good operational time saver.
Definitely. Okay, let's pivot a bit. This impacts everyone working with Microsoft services, really. MPA.
Ah, the Microsoft Partner Agreement. Full enforcement started April 14th?
Yep. And the TD-SYNX post was crystal clear. This directly impacts CSP and GDAP availability if a partner isn't fully compliant.
Yeah, this isn't a drill anymore. It's live. Non-compliance means potentially losing access to manage customer tenants via GDAP, losing CSP capabilities. It's serious.
For sure. The key questions they highlighted for partners to check are, did you accept the latest MPA?
Right.
Are you using the correct partner ID consistently? And is your CSP enrollment complete and accurate?
Those are the three pillars. Acceptance, correct ID, correct enrollment. If any of those are shaky, partners need to fix it, like yesterday.
Seriously, don't delay verifying that stuff. Avoids major disruptions.
Agreed. Okay, so moving beyond the purely Windows 365 stuff, Adam Droid flags some broader ecosystem changes.
Yeah, a couple of big ones with potential ripple effects. First, the Azure AD Graph API retirement. Full enforcement hit April 15th.
Right, so any apps, any scripts, any automation still hitting those old APIs.
They're likely dead in the water now, unless they migrated to Microsoft Graph or got one of those temporary extensions, which aren't really a long-term plan.
Yeah, anyone using PowerShell or third-party tools for management really needed to check this. If your tools haven't been updated to use Microsoft Graph, your automation might just stop working. A necessary transition, but needs attention.
Absolutely. It's all about moving to the modern, more secure Microsoft Graph API. Better capabilities, better security, aligns with where Microsoft is going.
Makes sense. What was the other big one?
OneDrive permissions.
Yeah.
Specifically, the everyone except external users, EEU permission.
Ah, yes.
As of April 10th, that's been removed from the root site and default document libraries in OneDrive.
The goal being to reduce accidental oversharing.
Right, exactly. Mitigate data exposure risks. The recommendation now is explicit permissions. Grant access to specific files, specific folders, follow least privilege.
Which is best practice anyway, but removes that potentially risky convenience factor. Admins probably need to review sharing policies and maybe do some user education there.
Good point. And finally, AdminDroid also mentioned new security and data protection features rolling out across DLP, insider risk management, and purview data security investigations starting early mid-April.
Okay. Too much to unpack each feature here, probably.
Yeah, the specifics are pretty deep, but it's worth being aware that these tools are getting enhanced. They can definitely help bolster the overall security and compliance for cloud PCs too.
Right. Keep an eye on the message center and the official docs for details on those new capabilities as they land. Could be valuable for tightening things up.
Okay, so let's wrap up with the key takeaways, the immediate actions.
Sounds good.
For Windows 365 admins, get familiar with checking restore point health before restoring. Use that new bulk restore filter for unhealthy snapshots.
Right. Saves time and potential failures.
If you run Frontline Dedicated, start using that new concurrency buffer alert. Check out the updated connection report for session lengths and the direct restart option.
Better monitoring and quicker actions for frontline.
For all partners listening, urgently, seriously, verify your MPA compliance. Check acceptance, partner ID usage, CSP enrollment. Avoid CSP and GDAP disruption.
Cannot stress that enough. It's critical right now.
And then broader picture. Make absolutely sure any apps or scripts using Azure AD Graph are migrated to Microsoft Graph.
Yep. Or they've likely already stopped working.
And adjust your OneDrive sharing approach now that EU is gone from those default locations. Focus on explicit least privilege permissions.
Good summary. These updates cover security, manageability, efficiency, all key areas. Staying on top of them is part of the job.
Absolutely. So, quick recap on the main actions or patches. Check Windows 365, restore point health, and use bulk filtering. Monitor frontline concurrency and use the updated reports. Partners, verify MPA compliance now. Everyone, confirm Azure AD Graph migration is done and adjust OneDrive sharing.
Definitely check out the linked Learn docs and the AdminDroid blog for deeper dives. Think about how these apply specifically to your environment.
Good call. Optimize things, bolster that security. Until next deep dive.